All right, so up until this point, we've been learning about the 4-3-2-1 progression, and then this 4-1 progression, as well as all the other techniques that we learned, and also how to number chords and to be able to say, oh, I want you to play a 2-3-5-7, and then for you to be able to know what that means in your right hand. And hopefully by now, you've learned some of these techniques and ways to find a chord. If I were to say to you, oh, play a 1-3-5-7 from the 2. Like, oh, okay. In your left hand, to play that with your left hand. I say, oh, hey, play a 3-5-7-9 in your right hand. Then you would just go to the 3, and then you would play 3-5-7-9 here. And so hopefully by this point, you can do that, and you're getting more of a handle on how to play chords and how the chords are working together with the scale that we've learned. But up until this point, we've only had this all white keys scale, and I want to really broaden that up for you. So just to give you more options for you to solo on, both in your left and your right hands. So to be able to play chords that incorporate other black keys or sharps or flats, and to be able to know the scale that you're going to play in your right hand over that if you wanted to solo. So what I'm going to be teaching you in this break pack number 2 is going to be basically 4 chords. You'll know 2 of the chords, but I'm going to go over what those chords are actually called. So we've already learned these chords, like this 2 chord, and then we learned this 1 chord as well. But we don't really know what they're called up until this point. We know that we're in the C scale, we know that we're playing the 2 chord, but we don't actually know what it's called. So this would actually be called a minor 7th chord, and this 1 chord would actually be called a major 7th chord. So I'm going to go over what those mean, and up until this point, you probably don't have any idea about what a major 7th chord is or a minor 7th chord is, especially if you haven't had any musical experience. So I'm going to go over all of that for you and how we go about finding like a major scale and forming a major 7th chord in our left hand, and how we form the chord in our right hand as well. So the specific chords we'll be learning is we're going to be learning what a major 7th chord is, and major scales and minor scales, and how to form that in our left hand. And then I'm also going to be teaching you just like basically 2 new chords. So with these major 7th and minor 7th chords, I want to teach you some chords you can just go between and solo in. So like these are the chords I'm going to teach you. So we already know these. But we're going to learn a lot more music theory about why we solo in all white keys for this D chord. And the same for like what this C chord is, like as a C major 7th chord. And then I'm going to teach you these other two chords as well. So here we're playing a chord with actually black keys right here, right? We're playing this E flat and this B flat, and in my right hand I'm soloing on a scale with black keys as well. And then we'll learn this chord too. So each of these chords has their own scale associated with it. And I want you to be able to find that scale so that you can solo in your right hand, as well as like to form that chord in your left hand. So that's what we're going to be going over in this break pack. And you'll be able to just take this and you'll be able to just solo, really fluently with these 4 chords, and you can kind of weave in between any of the chords that you want to. Because I can go between these, like, it just sounds kind of cool, very, very modern jazzy style, But you can also use them over like hip hop beats or just improvising in the jazzy improvisation style that we've been doing in these past lessons. So that's going to be break pack number 2. We're going to be going over these 4 chords, major 7th and minor 7th scales, and how to form those chords in our left hands.